Hey there. Yeah, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe. The doctor's in the house.
Yeah, if you're watching Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Dr. Whit Shiller is there. And we haven't talked to him in a while. He's been busy. I noticed, Whit, well, first of all, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really good.
All right. Well, I noticed on your Facebook that you and your wife are making brownies and sending them out. Is that true?
No. It was the opposite. We received brownies.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So childhood, someone I grew up with just around the street, she moved to Phoenix, and the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks, where I'm now at, played in the NBA Finals, and they were up 2-1. So Milwaukee had just won game 3. And she said, hey, let's bet. I'll send you a bunch of brownies if my team wins. And whatever I was supposed to come up with, probably brats or cheese or something like that. Yeah, kind of an interesting time to put a bet in when you're up 2-1.
Yeah.
But she sent them, even though we never officially bet. And they were pretty good.
Would you say they were magic brownies?
Well, not in the sense of some of the magic brownies that are out there, but
Rick was hoping to get a couple of those brownies, I think.
We'll give a plug to Fairy Tale brownies. They were quite delicious.
Okay. Oh, good.
That's good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know, check out Whit's Facebook page. You can find out more about that and some up and coming basketball team, Milwaukee Bucks. Anyway,
I know the Hawks did well, though. The Hawks did well.
They had a good season.
Yeah. But you know what? Our boss, he just says Atlanta teams just break our hearts. So I don't know.
Which they do all the time. We're used to
them to choke.
Okay, that's fair, and I get it. But I'll just remind you, I grew up in Detroit, where the Detroit Lions play. So
good point.
There's a bedrock that you are on. Dig down a few stories, and then you'll find the Lions fan.
You have a point.
That's funny. Yeah. Whit Shiller, one of our favorites. He's the founder of Fish Sticks Comedy. We're going to talk a little bit about just what's going on. You've done a lot of in-person stuff lately. How's that going for you guys?
It's been going well. It's been good to get back. It's been interesting too, because I feel like audiences have to figure out, like, how does this work? We're together again. We can laugh, right? Can we laugh at each other? But the other thing that seems like it's happening more than in the before times is audiences are like, they're like scared they're going to get picked on or something like that. And I don't know why audiences are as scared as they are of that. Because I know when you guys see me, the first 2 words that you think of are
Dr. Pepper.
Oh no, teddy bear.
Teddy bear.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Was
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, people like to sit in the back. I don't know if that's a church thing or just
they're Baptists.
Society. Yeah, that too. Right. But anyways, we eventually get them to come up and all that kind of stuff. So, but it's been fun. It's been really good to be back in person and to hear the laughter and all that kind of stuff. And looking forward to more and more of it.
Now, you said our good friend Juwan Devivo recently joined you for the first time for him, right?
Well, he joined us during the pandemic when we were doing online stuff.
Okay.
So we had a few folks join us that way, including our whole Denver team. And the Denver group had a show earlier this month. That was their first in-person show. So that was a lot of fun. And Juwan happened to be in the Milwaukee area. Casting Crowns did a show at our state fair after he got his fried Snickers and fried butter and whatever else they got. They had a layover. And it turned out it was during a time when we had a show. And so got a chance to fold him in. And that was a lot of fun.
Very cool.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, yes, he is. In fact, I think he's going to be on the show in September, I believe.
Oh, okay.
If I remember correctly. We'll pick his brain about the event. Now, when will he be back on? I know you said that's his first. Do you know when he'll be back on as far as appearance?
Not sure. So we're getting more and more inquiries all the time, and we've got a couple things cooking in the Atlanta area. It's a matter of picking a date, really, at this point. And then with Juwan, it's always a question of, is he going to be on the road or not when these shows are? So for his next performance in the Atlanta area, not sure, but I'll make sure to let you guys know.
All right.
You can heckle him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You guys have any fun new games that you're doing at these shows that involve COVID, I'm sure, or anything fun like that?
Well, we're kind of trying to stay away from COVID and natural disasters.
I can't imagine why.
Wildfires and all that great comedy material.
Well, what do you talk about then?
We just leave it to the side because we don't want to go for the easy laugh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not one we could probably do today. But one of the games that we've just added to the rotation, which has been a lot of fun, is a game called Inhuman. Uh-huh. And in the game Inhuman, the only rule is, for these quick hitter little scenes we're doing, you can't be a human character. So we've done where your cartons of milk, or your days of the week, or your just ideas, 2 spoons in a silverware drawer, and you have a little interaction. And it's really interesting when you play this game, you kind of tap into, oh yeah, what's unique about, a carton of milk? What would stand out? And you end up having these things that really end up being kind of fun scenes from a human perspective as well, because you get a chance to talk a little bit about how weird we are as humans when you do it.
Interesting. That sounds like fun.
Now, Dan, didn't Whit just say that there was nothing magic in those brownies? How can 2 spoons talk to each other?
No, man, you just got to lean into it. The spoons are always talking. We're just not hearing,
Embrace the spoon, man. Come on.
Whit Shiller is the founder of Fish Sticks Comedy, and check out the Improv Comedy Connection podcast, which you drop weekly? When do you drop your episode?
Oh, it's about every couple weeks or so. I do 15 episode season. So in the end of season 4, so we'll be almost at episode 50 coming up, which is kind of crazy.
Wow.
But improvisers from all over the world, some comedians. Did an episode with Bone Hampton, who I know is a friend of you guys on the show, and a very funny guy, and a lot of insight into comedy as well. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, so we've been doing that for a couple of years now.
Now, before we started the show, you were talking about how you had a neuroscientist or something to that effect on talking about it. So you're getting like really heady and brainy here.
Yeah, some of them are. There's a few that you get college credit for. And
really?
That one is one. I heard this lecture, I guess, that this woman did. And she is at the University College London. And she's a professor there, and studies nonverbal human communication, including and especially laughter. It was really interesting because when we think of laughter, we think of, something is funny, so you got to be like clever, and that'll get us to laugh. But her findings were that we really laugh, the kind of laugh that, is like really deep and connecting when we are with people that we love. And so if that's what laughter is, I mean, I've heard that the root word in Hebrew, I don't know that this is true, but this is what I've heard, and I believe, and I will say it confidently, that the root word for prayer in Hebrew is the same as kind of laughter. You think about that connection aspect.
Yeah,
it's really cool, because if you're like watching a sitcom on Netflix or whatever, and you're by yourself, you are 30 times less likely to laugh than if you're with somebody that you love.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
The one exception is my second son, who is home for a couple weeks before he heads back to college, and he will laugh by himself all the time. It's the greatest part,
because he loves himself and he's comfortable laughing around himself.
That's a good point. Yes, and that tracks. That really tracks. He's a fan of Bennett Schiller. Yes.
That's funny.
So am I.
My wife had a brother back in the 70s, used to watch TV with headphones on, and I mean it would be midnight, 1 o'clock, and they'd all be sleeping. All of a sudden, he'd just start cracking up. So I don't know. It's kind of funny, be a little scary, I think.
Especially late at night.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're talking with Whit Shiller. All right. So you want to talk pizza toppings, and also want to talk about what's coming up? Are you? And maybe you said this already. What's coming up here soon?
Well, we can talk pizza toppings.
Pizza toppings. You got me. Yeah.
Yeah. How did this all come about? This pizza.
Okay, so I'm on this discussion group that is a group called Improvisers Talking About Food. And it's 1,700, I think, improv comedians from all over the world, mostly not in the U.S., but a good chunk are in the U.S. And this one person posted something saying that she had put an egg on her pizza and thought it was the greatest thing ever. And okay. I just don't understand how there are these boundaries that people will cross. That seems a little much, right?
Is she American or was she from somewhere?
She's in the UK.
Okay, well that makes sense.
Yeah. I thought this when people were putting eggs on hamburgers before I had one. I've had several. I thought, there's no, don't put an egg on a hamburger. But, depending on the hamburger, what's on it, it tastes really good.
That can be all right.
But pizza?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so either. And she also was a proponent of pickles on pizza as well. I don't know. I don't know anybody in my life who at least will admit to even wanting anchovies on their pizza. I don't get that myself, let alone some of these other things. But we probably all have some pizza toppings that we like that others think are kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Somewhere in America, there's a support group for people that believe in hairy fish on your pizza. I know there is.
Yeah, I don't get that.
But everybody I've ever talked to, except for maybe one person in the last 61 years, they like anchovies on their pizza.
No.
Okay. And did this person, what happened with them? I mean, it
was during visitation. They were in for 10 to 20 years and they came out and I visited them and
they were for 10 to 20 years for putting hairy fish on their pizzas? Or?
Right. Boy, things are stricter in Georgia than
just a little bit, yeah. So what would be the weirdest thing you put on your pizza that somebody would think would be weird?
Yeah.
Well, a pizza that I only ate because someone else ordered it and I thought would be pretty nasty, which I ended up liking, was something they called a barbecue ranch pizza, which doesn't sound too bad in and of itself, but it's a ranch base with romaine lettuce and like what do you call it? Oh, not pickled, but like the bruschetta kind of tomatoes. And then some chicken on that. For whatever reason, that would be kind of the equivalent of magic brownies. You just get in this rhythm and you can't stop yourself, and all of a sudden you've eaten way too much.
I don't know, lettuce on pizza?
I know.
Either. That's weird. Yeah.
I know. I am with you until I'm not with you on that. It's really delicious.
All right. So now you live in Milwaukee. And here in Atlanta, we'll just eat anything as far as pizza is concerned. But is there a preference? Is there like I'm Chicago style pizza 100%? I'm New York style. I'm Milwaukee style. What's your style there?
Well, there is a Milwaukee style, which is a really thin crust with an inordinate amount of toppings, including cheese. But I will say that I think the sleeper of the pizza styles is Detroit style pizza.
Detroit.
Yeah, we had it growing up, and we just called it square pizza, but it's made in a pan, kind of a Sicilian sort of deal. They put cheese around the edges to caramelize as sort of almost like a crust. It is spectacular, and I'm sorry, New York. I'm sorry, Chicago. I'm sorry, Milwaukee. I think that's the top.
I have never heard of Detroit style pizza. So it's square, which is, I mean, I guess Chicago style pizza is kind of square a lot of times too, but
can be. It's usually round, but it's
Yeah.
the first place that made it. They had these old like blue steel. I think they were like oil pans, like from the auto industry, and I think they wiped them off. And
I would hope so.
I would hope so too. Maybe that's where the flavor comes from. I don't know. But then they put some olive oil and stuff, and it's really good. Kind of a Sicilian take on pizza.
Okay, interesting.
I don't know.
Whit Shiller, Fish Sticks Comedy, the founder of Fish Sticks Comedy, and check out the podcast, Improv Comedy Connection podcast. If you have an idea you want to throw at Whit as far as pizza, you can follow him on Facebook. Where else can they follow you? I forgot.
Well, I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. My MySpace page is still still there. I don't think I can log in anymore because my old email address doesn't connect.
Your old AOL email doesn't connect anymore? Or
I was more of a prodigy.net
Prodigy,
guy,
okay.
but you know.
That's funny. That's funny. We had Net Zero somewhere along the line.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was there for a minute.
Yeah. That's interesting. MySpace. If I figured out my password, would I get anywhere?
I don't even know if it's still around, is it?
No, it is. It is.
Okay.
It is. It's more of a music thing, but they didn't delete all the old accounts. So I don't know. They're still there.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
And you guys would be in my top 8 for sure.
Oh, thanks, Dr. Whit.
Yeah. Dr. Whit Shiller, whatever's ailing you, give him a call. He makes house calls, by the way. Check him out on Facebook and Insta and Twitter and MySpace if you can find him. Anyway, there it is, fishstickscomedy.com. Thanks, Dan. Hey, Whit, good talking to you. Let's catch up with you in October, November.
That'd be great. Always good to be with you guys.
Hey, any shows coming up soon that we can watch online or anything?
That's what we want to know.
Oh, well, we've been looking a little bit into upping our streaming game. We're going to do the online stuff a little bit, starting back it's in September. But in person in Atlanta is coming pretty soon. Probably not September, but October, November. Probably the next time we talk, we'll have something in the hopper in that area. So it's coming back, and we're looking forward to that too. Good. Maybe you guys can end this feud between the two of you and get back in the same room too. Wouldn't that be nice?
We could.
We could do that.
We could do that. And we would, because we do love each other. It's just he's on one side of town and I'm on the other, and we don't want to go into the office. So
that's right. Hey, since we're going to talk to Juwan, I think it's in the next couple of weeks. Is there anything we should ask him? What should we ask him, you think?
Ask Juwan? Oh,
yeah. About him. What should we?
Well, it'd be interesting to know what his favorite game is and what game he is most scared of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Juwan is a student of improv and a student of comedy, and so it's he always has something interesting to say about what he does, and that's one of the reasons I think he's fun to watch on stage, because you see the gears turning, and it's always funny. Mm-hmm.
You know, and when we first met him, I mean, he's not outgoing in the sense of like I may be, or Dan or yourself. But when he starts with his comedy role, if you listen, I'm talking to me. If I listen, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might even laugh by myself if I heard that.
Yeah, I think most comedians are more on the introverted side of things.
Yeah,
which is funny because you would expect that they would be extroverted.
Yeah,
that was one of the strange things for me to meet a comedian like that. Yeah.
Right, but like I said, I think it's most, and I think it's because they're deeply wounded people crying out for some love and attention and affirmation, and it's sad, but we laugh at them just the same because we love them.
Yeah,
right.
Love that. Whit Shiller, check out his podcast, and as they mentioned, streaming and coming soon to Atlanta, fishstickscomedy.com. Let's take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.